a RX supporter of the Morning Chalk Up because they're a partner in the space, just like I am a Patreon supporter of pretty much every media personality in here because I support media in the CrossFit space. But as far as like things that I pay attention or drawn to or I think that interest me, a lot of the content through that are either things I already know or I'm not that interested in. And someone coming in to change something in a way that I don't really see affecting my personal interest is of no interest to me to begin with, unless they, start promoting Orange Theory and F45 over CrossFit. But other than that, this is, like I said, I'm happy to take my zero with no opinion or care of this whole.
You don't see like a leveling up, an amplification opportunity, like a stabilizing, opportunity for something that's obviously a trusted source for a lot of people in our space.
The Morning Chalk Up being a trusted source.
There's a lot of people that read it and follow it on a daily basis. I mean, I quite frankly, I'm not saying that that's my news source. I'm just saying there's hundreds of thousands of people that are engaged in that for how they get their news.
I'm not discrediting other people's engagement. No.
Yeah, but even more so, if you question like its validity, isn't that an opportunity for it to get more valid at this point? That the actual reputable news agency, outfit business is going to, invest in and then, bring it forward. I mean, there's, hey, you can critique any platform in this space,
sure,
and find, faults in them. The Morning Chalk Up has contributed to growth in our space. Fact. Because it's telling stories about athletes, CrossFit. Yeah, and you can argue like it's created controversy at times, for sure, right? But quite frankly, it's a really trusted platform by a lot of people in our space, and it's only seemingly going to get better, more stable, and more directed. Like, I don't know. I don't know why that wouldn't interest you.
I would say the news source that has actively tried to spread disinformation about the games team exclusively and maybe lack of affiliate support over the years does not interest me. So I would hope, here's my take. I would love for Barbend and Pillar 4 to actually bring a bit more legitimacy and trust to its news. How about that?
Well, that's kind of part of my point. That's part of my point there is like you're taking, I mean, I would assume because, and I know as you do, like everybody involved with all those things in Barbend had been a more direct news source on that side for a long time, right? Like, but this is a leveling up at that point, isn't it? Like it's well, and again, I don't know what the sort of, strategy is from, whomever's bought it. Is it like keep doing what you're doing and doubling down on the chaos? Then you're right? But I mean, knowing what I know about it at this point, that's not the case. It's only an opportunity for this thing to get better and more pointed. And
I mean, I hope it does. Yeah. And you, like I said, you made great points about it. You have more interest in understanding the system. I'm coming from a place of my own personal experience, both individually and professionally. And yeah,
we just don't want to like here, like that's completely valid. And Justin, by the way, when we're done, you can talk. So
well, thanks. I didn't know.
He's sipping water on the side.
I'm just listening at this point.
We just, it's hard to build what is that, and
right. And I'm not trying to tear it down. I'm just saying is like I am of the opinion to have not a major stance on one way or the other. That's what I'm saying.
No, and you are open to that opinion, and that's what I love about this show is that we can have these debates, and then we can all go have a coffee together. But my only follow-up question to you, Chase, and then we will get to you, Justin Kotler, is do some of those like thoughts, feelings, maybe concerns have to do with said former owner, though?
I don't know the inner workings of Morning Chalk Up enough to make any type of ownership, leadership, accusation, or intent, right? And that's the line I'm trying to walk is like, I have my own personal experience of what I have seen come out of the Morning Chalk Up. They've done a lot of positive, but they also have focused on a lot of negative. They're called the TMZ of CrossFit for a reason, and I don't think that is necessarily an endorsing title to be given, right? And so stirring up controversy for controversy's sake has been a part of that, as much as telling great stories in our community, right? We've had a bit of both, a little yin and yang, so to speak. But I'm sitting in a position of some of the damage I've seen come out of that has been much more, I would say, detrimental than some of the positive things. So if Barbend comes in and Pillar 4 come in and they take what is already a worldwide platform for CrossFit news and entertainment and elevate that, that would be fantastic to see. And maybe my engagement will be more than it has been with Morning Chalk Up. But I'm just in a position where it's like, until I see something different come out of there or something get better, I don't really have a full-on care or say on this topic, even though I clearly have a care or say about it.
Okay, I feel like we've interrogated Chase enough.
I try to talk for like 30 seconds.
We weren't going to let you talk for only 30 seconds. I will give you one point though, because I appreciate your honesty and answering all of our follow-up questions. We didn't get anywhere, but that's okay.
I was expecting a zero. So.
I think it's the mustache. Like, I don't know what it is today, but like, I feel like attacking. It's the mustache. By the way, everybody who's listening, we're all really good friends here, just so we're clear.
That's why all three of us are on together, because we can do.
Yeah.
Which makes the show better. It's fun banter that we can disagree and agree, and we can still all go out and have fun together. Justin, don't worry, it is your turn now.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You sure?
He tuned us out. He was sending emails.
Hold on, go ahead.
Okay. So I have a little bit of an interesting perspective on things, because I go back with Barbend a ways, back to the guy that started it, David Tao, was a buddy of mine from New York. And then I did some op-ed pieces for Barbend. I guess my question is, Barbend tried to, I feel like CrossFit has always been a little bit, tangential to the stuff that Barbend has tried to do. They've covered it, but they've never really covered it. And they tried to do that once before, if I'm not wrong, when they brought over Brian and Patrick, and that didn't seem to work out. Now I know David, sold it, to Pillar 4, and so I'm curious to see what they do. I feel like this is an interesting opportunity for, Pillar 4 Media, obviously, to like we've talked about, I think, kind of level up Morning Chalk Up. I've always had a good relationship with whoever kind of has been in charge at Morning Chalk Up, and now, with Joe, who's the editor there, and, he's done some cool pieces on underdogs and some of our athletes. And, I'm kind of of the belief that it's just good to be, kind of be friends with as many people as possible, especially in the media. But
You're smart man, Justin
of course, but ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm curious to see, whether or not this now means that CrossFit becomes a bigger piece of what Barbend does, because I feel like it's never really been at the forefront of the stuff that they do, and I think it now gives us an opportunity for a bigger media source to reach a wider audience. And bring CrossFit to the forefront. So I do see it as being a positive, because I think maybe it gets more eyes on CrossFit, and CrossFit now gets more coverage. So I'm curious to see if that's actually the case, with the new ownership there, and with their interest in Morning Chalk Up.
We all want more eyes on CrossFit. Can we agree on that?
Hell yeah, if they do that,
we need more
hell
eyeballs. Yeah.
Justin, I'm going to give you 3 points, and that makes you this episode's champion. Maybe Chase needs to make a sign for
That's
Justin.
number 5 for me.